He's Stonebraker and he does stuff, yeah. Feel the hum of the wheels out there. Not perfect, but he dares to dream. Hit that subscribe, make that bell scream.
What's up, YouTube? Stonebraker does stuff on the Mock Wheel Basalt 2.0 and trying to avoid the Dollar General bag in the middle of the road. Chilly, that's the name of the video. It is chilly outside. It is maybe like 40 degrees, and hello little squirrel. But yeah, today is Wednesday, January 21st, 2026, and this 39, maybe 40 degrees is about the best we're gonna get here in the Midwest, probably for the next 10 days or so, because we have a pretty big storm coming in, and the temperatures are super cold. I think Friday our high is supposed to be about 8 degrees, and then teens and the 20s for the probably next 2 weeks. But anyways, let's not worry about that just yet. I'm out here today. It is 5:12 p.m. I've probably got about 45 minutes of daylight left, and I wanted to get out here and just kind of talk about what I've seen all over YouTube and all over Reddit and stuff, and it's pertaining to e-bikes. So, and I want to say, like, I feel like I'm really high up today. I don't recall changing the seat or doing anything with the handlebars, but I feel like I'm really high up, so I don't know. Anyways, but here in the Midwest, in Indiana, I've had some issues with my town when it comes to e-bikes. Pretty basic things, banning them from our trail, putting some limitations on speed, things like that. But something don't feel right. So if you watched my last video, sorry guys, I don't think my front tire's on properly after I filled it with the flat out in the previous video. So we may get in a violent wreck. I don't know, it doesn't feel right. Anyways, so in Indiana, my small town has, looked into e-bike issues. They've banned us from the trail. They allowed us back on the trail, and so far, not really any changes. So we're pretty good here. But other states, especially the state of New Jersey, they've been looking into e-bikes, and they have recently, something is really off right now. The bike feels weird. I feel like the front tire, maybe when I let the air out and I aired it back up, maybe I didn't seal it properly. I don't know. It just feels really weird. And then, of course, the mirrors and everything get adjusted. This video is off to a terrible start. But anyways, New Jersey has recently passed S4834, if I remember correctly, which is basically a new law in the state of New Jersey when it comes to e-bikes. So things are changing. This doesn't affect me, but there's a good chance that something is not right. Well, the bell works, so that's good. But New Jersey has basically put a new law in place where they're kind of classifying all e-bikes as one big group. So New Jersey has basically stated that it is now mandatory to have your e-bike registered. So this means you have to go to the, I don't know what it's called in New Jersey, but in Indiana, it's the Bureau of Motor Vehicles. So you've got to go there just like you do with your car to get your license and license plate. So you've got to go there. You have to get it registered. It is required for people riding e-bikes between the ages of 15 and 17. They are now going to have to get a specific motorized bicycle license. And I wish I could tell you exactly what that is. I have no idea. But so if you're between the ages of 15 and 17, you've got to get that, or you're breaking the law. Now, if you're 17 and up, the law basically says as long as you have a standard driver's license, you're good to go. Or you can get a motorized bike license as well. It's not required though, so 17 and older, as long as you have a valid driver's license, you are going to be good to go. Man, this is really creeping me out. I don't know, like, something is just not right with the bike. It doesn't feel right. Like, I don't know. I do not know, but I'm not going to let the unknown stop the video that I had planned, because this is probably going to be one of the last videos I make for a while with the weather and everything. Going to hell. Hell is frozen over. It's going to be that cold. But New Jersey, again, they're going to require registration. Also, as I just talked about, if you're between the ages of 15 and 17, you got to have a special motorized bike license. How to get that, what that is, I have no idea. People in New Jersey will figure it out. If you're under the age of 15, you are no longer allowed on an e-bike. So little Jimmy and Johnny just turned 14. That got that brand new e-bike. I'm sorry, but if you ride it, you're breaking the law, and the lawman is going to come and put you in the pen, the clank. They're going to lock you up. Are you going to get the death penalty? Probably not. Are you going to serve some hard time? Yeah, maybe. You may just be a jailbird for the rest of your life. So if you're under the age of 15, Juvie Hall is waiting. Oh man, I just drove into the wind too. It's even colder right here. And also, mandatory insurance. So if you're a poor man like me and you hate paying for car insurance because you just feel like it's wasting money, now you've got to get insurance for your e-bike. How that's going to work, what companies carry e-bike insurance, I have no idea about that. So that's something that will have to be also investigated and researched by the people of New Jersey. And what they're doing is they're classifying all e-bikes into one big group. So it doesn't matter if you're a grandma who just recently got a class 1 e-bike that goes 9 miles an hour with no throttle, and she rides it 6 miles an hour to play bingo every Friday, and she's got a helmet and she wears a full body bag. It doesn't matter if she's doing it or if your alcoholic stepson, Kyle, gets out on his brand new European style speed e-bike with no pedals, and he wants to go 60 miles an hour doing wheelies and talking to underage girls. Doesn't matter. Those are all going to be the same. So in the state of New Jersey, if you want to have an e-bike, you've got to follow those rules. So that's going to create issues all around, in my opinion. I feel like New Jersey has kind of opened the doors now, and I could see other states, hopefully not Indiana, but I could see other states coming in and being like, hey, that's a really great idea. E-bikes are dangerous. E-bikes go 700 miles an hour, so let's just throw them into a bucket and let's make a set of rules. I can see that happening. Also, in my opinion, this is going to have impact on, some people don't have licenses. Maybe they just don't want a license. Maybe they've just have a medical condition and they can't drive. They can't get a license, and an e-bike is perfect for them. What are they going to do? As an adult, what are you going to do if you're riding your e-bike? You're going to be breaking the law. So that's a little worrisome. Students also, college students in college towns, e-bikes are much safer to get around in cars. That's probably going to be an issue for some of them, especially these students that come in overseas. I live very close to Purdue University in West Lafayette, Indiana, and they have a lot of Chinese students. So yeah, I don't know how that's going to impact them. We'll see. And then, the elderly, I just kind of mentioned, your grandma that drives 6 miles an hour on an e-bike to play bingo once a week. What are they going to do? Maybe they can't drive anymore, but they can ride an e-bike across the street at 6 miles an hour. So I can see an impact on them as well. I just think it's a terrible idea. There's a lot of glass right there. Goodness. Just got a new tire. That's all I need is to run over some glass and just be right back to where I am. But so New Jersey, I don't know what to think about you, my guys. It's okay that they're trying to think of ideas and they're trying to come up with solutions to some of these e-bike problems, but I don't think their decision, I can tell this front tire is definitely getting low. It may not be sealed properly. That's wonderful. So yeah, if you live out in the East Coast, New Jersey, anything like that, if you've heard about this, let me know your thoughts. I know some people may think it's a great thing, putting some restrictions and, you know, making people carry insurance and all that good stuff. And let me go ahead and pass this person up here. Hi. But I do feel like the floodgates are just going to open up and, you know, things like that. But that is to be determined. Got my little cheat sheet here because I knew I was going to forget some of these things here. And also, when you get it registered, you've got to constantly carry around with you the registration. You've got to carry around the proof of insurance and the license. So, you know, have those in your pocket. Get a bag, get whatever you need, because that's going to be needed now in the state of New Jersey. Also, with that rural New Jersey, people on fixed incomes, you know, not everyone can afford cars. Granted, e-bikes aren't the most cheap thing in the world, but, you know, you can get a decent e-bike for $1,000. Can you get a decent car for $1,000, depending on what you need it for? I don't know. I don't necessarily know how that's going to go. So it's in the back of my mind. Is this going to affect other places? Who knows? Is New Jersey going to just revolt against everything? Who knows? But it is happening, and I'm assuming we're going to hear more about it and as time goes on. So I did sell the Aventon, another little shocker there after I just talked about the last video, how I was going to keep it. Why I sold it. So the last 3 bikes I've sold, we're talking about the Rever, the King Bull, and now the Aventon. I took 50% of the profit that I made on each bike, and I saved that, and I did mention in a previous video that I was going to use that to put towards the next bike. So between selling those 3 bikes, I do have enough now where I can flat out purchase the Velotric Nomad 2, and I'm going to go back and say, I always say Velotric, but I've seen videos where people call it the Velotric. So whatever it is, I do have the money for it. I am going to wait to purchase it though till April, so we're going to keep that money away. And it's nice to know though that if I do want to get that, I've got the money set aside and it's good to go. So I pretty much boiled down my options, and I believe it is going to be the Velotric Nomad 2, slightly overpowering the Hemingway, I think the D5 2.0. So unless something new comes out, which by the way, I did see the Ebike Ranger just came out with a Ebike Ranger 2.0. Looks really cool. It's like a jet black, and it's got the white side of the tires, the white walls. I've seen a few videos of it. I don't really think it's that impressive of a bike though. I believe the motor's back down to a 750, and it doesn't really seem like they've done a whole lot. They've got a new screen and stuff like that, but yeah, I don't really see like a huge improvement. And I think it might be just a Best Buy thing. I think somebody said that. So new Ebike coming out, Velotric's coming out. So this video will be the last video for a while. Next Wednesday, so a week from today, is the first day temperature wise that I saw above the teens. So it is going to be chilly, and we're supposed to get some big storm Friday where we could possibly get some crazy amount of snow. I don't know the details about that because I've not fully gone into it. So that is also coming up. I may have a couple videos, just random videos like the last 2 where I took you guys with me when I went and looked at some sheds, and then I just made the last video with the flat out. So, you know, you may see a couple videos every now and then if something like that comes up, not necessarily me out here freezing my tuchus off. But we're gonna just turn around here because I have some snot running down my nose, and it's definitely chilly. So yeah, what do you guys think about the whole New Jersey thing? Are you okay with it? Do you think it's outrageous? Do you think other states are going to follow along? Do you think it's going to be enforced? The good thing about where I live is small town. Even if Indiana comes up with something like that, I don't feel like it's going to be crazy enforced here. Now, we're talking when we go to like Indianapolis, which I do plan on going. I've been watching a lot of videos on a trail called the Monon. I think it's called the Monon Trail. And when it's completed, it's supposed to be like 60 miles. And it starts in the south of Indy and then it goes to the north of Indy. But as it is right now, I think it's 20 some miles. So I've watched a lot of people ride that on YouTube. And I think that's pretty cool. I want to do that for sure. And then there's a trail probably 3 hours north of me called like the Pumpkin Vine or something. It's supposed to be pretty cool, and it goes along Amish. So maybe I'll get out on that this year as well. Maybe I'll just be riding my e-bike and I'll pass an Amish single lady, which I don't think that's possible when you're Amish. I think you get married at like age 2 and you have like 15 kids before age 16. But maybe I'll find an Amish woman and I can light up her world, and then she can join me on my e-bike adventures. So yeah, kind of wishful thinking at the max right there. But all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this video. Again, I don't feel like something feels off with the mock wheel. I don't know what it is. I'll look more into it. When I get home, I'll check the PSI. I filled it up to 20 when I left, and I just rode in a little bit. I don't even know how long this video is, but definitely not one of my longer videos. Yeah, that's it. So again, New Jersey doing what they're doing, hating on e-bikes, putting them in a bucket, and just enforcing some crazy rules. I hope this doesn't continue. I don't want to pay for insurance on an e-bike. I don't want to pay car insurance. So I don't want to have to carry around a registration. I don't have to do all that. It's an e-bike. It's a bicycle. I ride it. I am freezing. This video is all over the place with the mock wheel concerns and the New Jersey laws and all kinds of craziness. But stick with the channel. Again, probably no e-bike videos for a little bit. Snow and cold is the bane of my existence. But yeah, so thank you guys for spending your time helping me waste my time, and I will see you in the next one.